So Scott, just over 48 hours after your exploits against league opposition, it's a thumping 4-0 win here at Arbour Park. How happy are you with the performance and the result?
Absolutely delighted. Was scared of making so many changes and freshening it up. Not because I don't believe in the boys, but sometimes you might lose your rhythm. But every single one of them that came tonight were absolutely brilliant, and we believe in the lads. So you have that sense of excitement by putting them back into the team. Your Davies, your Doms, obviously Jammers has come in, and then Nathan and Mickel up top, and they all gave us a performance. So yeah, over the moon to obviously get the win, but also a clean sheet and score 4 goals is fantastic.
Yeah, as you said, you made some big changes this evening. The one you name-checked there, Mickel. It's his second goal now in 2 appearances for the Rebels. How excited are you by what he could potentially add to this squad?
Yeah, he's different from what we've got. He looks like a real handful, real player. His work rate as well. There's one bit towards the end of the game, I think, where before he came off, him, Dom, and someone else was shutting down. They were pressing, and it's just infectious. And there was another bit, I think, with about 10 minutes to go. I think there's 7 or 8 players sprinting back down the pitch. I remember Leeds United a few years ago. There was a video that went viral, and as soon as it happened, I said to Yeller, I said, I'm going to clip that and put it into the group chat. Because it's things like that. You can score goals, you can win games by a certain number, but it's all the stuff that people don't see. I think Tyrese did it in the first half, which I pulled out at half time. He sprinted back about 50 yards, a recovery run, and stuff like that fills me with joy and hope, confidence, because we've got a really honest set of lads, and I've been stressing that since the beginning of the season. When we're going through our time of turbulence, it was a little bit different, and I don't think we were getting the rub of the green, but tonight was one of those nights where we were brave in the formation that we played. And when we used the ball, I thought the lads were exceptional.
Another excellent display as well from David Ogbonna, who was awarded the man of the match this evening. Are we seeing now kind of the player you've wanted to see by adding goals and assists to his game now?
Yeah, him scoring tonight was brilliant. I was delighted for him to get his goal. I didn't see his back flip that he told me that he did, or front flip, I don't know what it was. I was celebrating in the dugout with Yellow and Chrissy, but he's exciting, of course he is. He's played, maybe 10 games at this level now, so he's going to be a slow burner. We don't want to just throw him in at the deep end every single week. There'll be games that do suit him. There'll be games that probably don't. But one thing for sure that David doesn't do, he doesn't come and moan. Just gets on with it. And yeah, he's so exciting. There's no doubt about it. When he goes past people like they're not even there. I'd hate to mark him, and I think any player in our team would feel the same. In training, he does it, and now he's doing it in matches. And yeah, it's great to see that he's doing it, because he's a real handful.
And also importantly, there's another clean sheet as well for Rowan Luthra. Your defenders there, Dan Bayliss and Temya Weka. Again, I think they put in a great performance up against a fairly difficult side who were trying to mainly pass around them. What did you think in the end about how they were basically defending?
Yeah, the way that they played and the way that we played tonight, I knew tactically it would be a battle of who looked after the ball the best. They probably had maybe more of the ball than us in the first half at times. But we wanted to play forward quickly. We wanted to get out wide. We left David and Dom high and wide, which is brave or stupid. But we believe in Tyrese and Josh 1v1 defending. So we do take a little bit of a risk in doing that. But when Josh and Ty are as good as they are in 1v1s, then it gives us the confidence to be able to be a little bit more brave. And you can see it works tonight. So David's high up the pitch on the keeper. Misclears the ball when he gets a tap into an empty net. So it's things like that, whereas if he was playing as a defensive winger, he's probably 30 yards further back down the pitch, but we want him to be front foot, we want him to be high, because that's where he's best. He does his best work. We don't want him and Dom receiving the ball in our own half and trying to get turned. So the lads carried out what we asked them to do to an absolute T tonight. It doesn't happen all the time, and I do feel as though we've been waiting to score a few here and get a convincing result, and tonight was the night against the good Truro side. They got a really good side. Obviously, the manager's done well last season. They're used to winning games of football, and I expected it to be probably closer than what it was tonight. But we were very lucky that the lads turned up, in which was a massive game for us as well. I think if they'd have got the victory tonight, it would have put a massive gap between the two of us. So overall, it's really pleasing.
And just to ask you then about a bit of fitness news regarding some of the players that we saw this evening. Manash came off after about 65 minutes, I think it was. Was that just a game done, happy to just rest him for the big game on Saturday? And also Temya as well.
Yeah.
He did have a bit of a knock, I think, at the
end.
Nashy's
been carrying it for probably 10 days, so he got through the Grimsby game, and then he was umming and ahhing about tonight. Lenchy was worse than Nashy. I was suspended, so we needed one of them. and Nashy's sort of come through and said, oh, do you know what, I'll be okay to sort of play. But once the result was 3-0, I think when he came off, it was a case of getting him off, resting him, looking after him on Thursday, and then go again Saturday. So that's that. Temi, I thought, had a real serious injury, but I think it's a cut on his knee. So I think I'm right in saying that. I looked and there's blood sort of running down his kneecap. I thought it was a lot more serious, but touch wood, I don't think it is.
An excellent result then, heading into what is probably another big game in the league as well, against Welling away on Saturday before we play that replay next Tuesday. Is it going to be kind of a similar approach to Saturday?
I'll have to sit down, I'll have to have a look at Welling. One of my really good friends there, Danny Bloor, I speak to him 2 or 3 times a week. It'd be great to go up against him. I think the last time that we played him, we got beat 5-1 at our home ground. Then they beat us 2-0 last season at Eastbourne. But Danny's a great guy. I'm looking forward to sort of pit my wits against someone who's been there and done it. I know that he's got a good side there. They've had some really good results this season, but they've also had some indifferent ones. But I know that they've played well. Danny's told me that on various occasions, so it's going to be really, really tough. Going to Welling is never, ever easy. So our aim this week was to get a win on the board for sure, and we've done it tonight, and we now need to try and build on that in what you say is a massive game. So we want to start looking up the table if we can, but we know we've got no given right to just do that. We need to actually earn it. But tonight is tonight. We've managed to sort of tick that one off, and then we go into Saturday hopefully full of confidence.
Congrats, Scott. We'll see you Saturday.
Cheers, Con. Thanks, mate.